Since we're approaching the first anniversary of the show, what was the highlight of this year for you?
Oh, I guess there were many highlights, but one of the great highlights was having the CEO of CBS Paramount Plus Global come to our set and announce to us, George Cheeks, I'm talking about, announced to us that we had been picked up for a second season. That was, for me, a highlight. I mean, come on, I've been on television since 1972, and my God, that's 55 years. I've never had a CEO of a network come to my set and tell us that he loves us and he supports us and they've committed us for another year. I'm waiting for that third season, which I hope to get the announcement of sooner rather than later. But that was very exciting. And in terms of the plot, what was exciting for me was to keep a secret about a racial attack that had happened on to my grandson and myself while we were traveling on a dark country road. And keeping that secret put us in jeopardy as a family. And so that was another highlight. We kept that for months and months and months. And finally, we revealed it to our audience, and they could see, what had happened, how it's self-defense. But, we protected ourselves, but it's something that worries Vernon Dupree and Martin Richardson. A lot of folks would not have touched that subject, but I'm glad we touched on it because it was something that would not have been brought to, a soap opera. But this is a contemporary soap opera that deals with issues that you can see vestiges of in the newspapers and in the stories we hear. But we also broaden the horizons so that we can talk about things diverse, show people successful, see people struggle, emotional involvements, loves popping up, and new loves and madness. And hey, since Shakespeare, that kind of stuff has been going on. So I feel pretty good about what we're doing.
Was there a point over the course of the first year when you felt like, oh, we're really locked in now. We got this. I get the tone. I get the momentum.
Well, there was a point at which I felt I've got this. I didn't always feel that way. In the beginning, it was a challenge. All of those lines that I had to memorize, all those moves and steps, and when you pick up a glass on what line, and when you put it down, and when you turn, and what camera is on, and then when you cross into the room and out of the room, all of that stuff, is part of the acting. But I haven't done a soap before, really. I mean, I was on a soap back in 1970, but it only ran for like 6-8 episodes after I was on it. But it was a challenge until at one point I began to realize I've got this. I can handle this. I'm not too old. And thank God, my mind is not being wasted. I can remember stuff, and I can do this on a daily basis. So when that came through to me, I got more comfortable, and my character, as far as I'm concerned, he became more interesting because he was relaxed more. I was able to be more Vernon.
Vernon is very different from the sort of traditional soap patriarch in that he's not an iron-fisted, come out guns blazing immediately kind of guy. He is powerful enough and strong enough in his skin to be soft spoken and still be the most powerful man in the room?
You know, I believe I believe that Vernon Dupree is so experienced, and so strong, and he's confident in that strength. He knows he's strong. He knows from his connections. He knows from his experience. He knows from winning 3, 4 elections and then retiring. He knows from raising his family. He knows from watching his wife win Emmys and Grammys and Oscars. He knows from all of that and living through the civil rights era. He knows what's going on. So he does not have to prove anything. He's got nothing to prove to anybody. He's not trying to show off. He doesn't have to. He knows what's going on. And because he does, he says what he thinks is the right thing. And if he's wrong, he admits he's wrong. I like that about this character. He's secure.
We are allowed to talk a little bit about the Y&R crossover that's coming up. Can you tell me, sort of set up the scenario, what's going on? It's a fundraiser, correct?
Well, yes. That's about all I can tell you, because other than the fact that we have such mutual respect with the cast of Y&R and them with us, that we spent a week together having some of the best fun with actors that we had. So they were glad to be here. It gave them a fresh perspective, something fresh to do, something new. They've been on so long, and every time something wonderful and new happens for them, I'm sure they're excited. And this was certainly one of those days, weeks. Peter Bergman, Eric Braeden, wow. Let me just say that there's a bit of magic when Eric and I bump heads a little bit, when we share the camera, when we share a storyline, and when we talk as two old men.
I know Victor and Vernon go way back because Victor bankrolled some of Vernon's campaigns. Would you say that they're friends, or is it more of a mutual admiration, if not trust and friendship? Victor is a tough guy to trust.
Yeah, Victor really is a tough guy because he's colorful. I would say that I think it's a relationship of mutual respect, just a man respecting another man. Never wanting to get into competition or fight with them, because both of them are deadly. Be honest with you, they don't want to fight in that way. He supported Vernon early on in his political career, and Vernon not trying to satisfy any quid pro quo. Vernon has helped Victor over the years, and in our scenes, you'll see that and hear that and learn that.
When Vernon started sneaking around with Sharon, were you aware of what he was actually doing, or were you worried that he might actually step out on Anita?
Well, quite honestly, I wasn't worried about that, because I had created a character who wouldn't do that, and I would argue that with our executive producers if that were the case. But it did look like that, and I was made aware that it might look like that. And all right, my character had to participate in the subterfuge. So that's what he did.
I mean, it was the most loving subterfuge possible, but
yes, because he did it all for Anita. And And that made it almost worthwhile. Although I walked into a store around Christmas time, Dillard's at mall down here, and I went to bring a gift back to the exchange, the customer service. And the lady looked up. She said, "I know you." She said, "I know you. You Vernon Dupree." She said, "I don't like you very much right now."
I assume you won her back over by the time you were singing for Anita.
I went back in there to get a gift wrapped after Christmas, and she said, "I said you still don't like me?" She said, "No, I like you now. I like you again." So that was lovely. Those interactions with the public are just wonderful. They feel like you're in their homes every day. You're part of their family, so to speak. So that's the wonderful privilege that soap opera actors have every week. They're visiting with so many millions of people, and those people embrace them and take them in to their homes as part of the family.